Hello there, and welcome back to Code with Inodra. So on today's video, we're going to build a homepage to a plant shop website. Now I don't want to spoil it and show it to you at the beginning of the video, but you can skip to the end of the video to see how it looks. Now I would like you to have your editor open and create your index.html file. Now let's hit question mark. And let's change the title to Plant Shop Website. Okay. Now we're going to create a CSS folder to keep our CSS files there. Now let's file, let's say hero.css. And after creating the file, let's import it in our HTML. So let's do link rel style sheet and an href telling our HTML file css/hero, telling our HTML file where the CSS is. And now after importing it, website. Now before moving on, I would like you to install an extension which is named live server. And please go ahead and install it because it is going to help us and make our life easier. So what is this extension? With this extension, you can go to your index HTML file, and after installing it, this will pop up. You'll see go live here. Let's click that. And as you can see, now our page will be up and running. And also now we don't have to do refresh each time we make a change to our file. Instead, it will be updated automatically.
What? What the fuck?
Instead, it will be updated automatically. So, here we plan to have a header, which we'll call hero, and have home, shop, about us, and contact. And I better show you. So let's go. Let's have a section. And I know we have not talked about this tag yet. So the section tag is basically just a div, but it helps the search engines read our websites better. So we're going to give it a class of, let's say, hero container. And inside here, we're going to have a list. So this tag stands for unordered list. And inside it, you would usually have lists, so li tags. And for this tag, let's have home here. And for the other one, do times 3. So actually in HTML, what you can do the asterisk and give it an amount. So let's say we want 3 more. And it will print us 3 more tags of the same. Now let's do shop, about us, and a contact. Okay. Now, after this, we want to have a shop logo. So we will have cart. So for that, what we can do, so you see we did not need to refresh the website to see the changes. Now we need to find ourselves a shopping icon. So for that, let's go to font awesome. Let's see icons and let's search for art. Okay, and here we have our icon. Let's copy this. Go to our code and let's paste it. Now, for this to work, we will actually need to import link. So let's do font awesome again, cdn.js, and let's copy the link tag. So cdn.js has a link for us, and let's paste it inside of our head tag. So now, after that, the cart icon should appear. Also, it would be better to move this part into a header tag. So the header is the same tag as the div, but it, it is better for SEO. So let's place that into our header, and then below that we want to have say a description. So let's do page 1. You can say bring serenity your place with terrier plants. After that, let's say we want to have a paragraph, in some text. Let's say find your dream plant for home with us, and we will make it happen. Save, back to the file. Okay, text there. Let's not forget the dot. Let's say now we want to have a search section where we can search the plants we want to look. If we are nerdy enough to know their names, let's do div, and let's give it a class of hero, actually plant search, and have input here will be have text and a placeholder for search plant. Now, what is the input tag? We have not talked about yet. So, what is the input tag? The input tag, you can see here, in this case, is you can write into it. There are also other types as checkbox, you can click it, radio, and some other types. So, as its name suggests, it expects some input. Okay, we have our input here, will be of type text, and the placeholder will be search plant. Okay, now that we built our header and something else to show, let's go over to our CSS and make it look a bit better. Now, at our CSS, we're gonna say hero container plus hero container. Yep. Okay. Now, let's give it a width of 100%. Oh, actually, first of all, let's do all. With that asterisk, we select every single element. And let's do margin 0, padding 0. And why we are doing this? We are doing this because some elements do have margin or padding to them by default. Also, let's do something. Box sizing, border box. Yeah, we want the header for our navigation here to be full size, and for actually this will be the whole container. Let's do height of 100 view height. Another new thing, view height. VH stands short for view height, and what it basically is, if we do give something view height, so in our case 100 view height will be from here to the bottom, so as much as our eye can see. If it is like this, the view height will be from top here to here. So basically the size of the browser. Okay. Now we will also give it a background image. So let's go here, create a folder of images, and all of these images that we will use will be on the GitHub, so you can find them there. Now let me get them. Some other image too. Now we would like to give this container a background, and we want that background to be an image. So let's say background image, and we can do URL and give it the path to where our image is. So in our case, we have it at go back images, then which image do we want? Yeah, we wanted this one. Blend image. Yep, this one. And if we save, go to our page, look something like this. Now, let's do, as we can see, now this image is repeating. So we can see it one here, one there. What we're going to do, we're going to say background repeat none. No repeat actually. So what this will do, repeat, nice. And now let's say, because we want it to cover the whole, let's do background size cover. Okay, as you can see, the image is now nicely placed. Now, we don't want this to be this close, of course. So what we are going to do is we are going to give padding to the hero container of 30 pixels, let's say. Okay, so there is some space to breathe there. Now, what we can do is say display flex. So this is called the flex box, and we use flex box, so display flex, to modify content how we want it. Now, flex has a align property. To align itself, we'll say center, and a direction. We don't want it from up down or from down up. Sorry, if you want it up down or from left to right, in which our case we want it to be up down. So we're going to say flex direction column. So it will be in a column. Let's save. Go back page. As we can see, the content now is centered, and the direction of the elements is up and down, so a column. But if we remove or if we comment direction, save the file, back to our browser, we can see that the content is now in a row-like display. So the default value of flex direction, if you don't define it otherwise, will be row. Will be actually row. But we want it at column. Now that we fixed our header, or hero actually, we want to fix the navigation elements. So home, shop, about us, contact. You want to make them here nicely. Also change the color, size, and the search bar. Let's go ahead and do it. So here, I remember we have a header tag. So for the header tag, you don't need a dot since it's a tag. Let's say header. Let's do text align center. Okay. Now let's change the list. So UL, we're gonna have a display of flex, and remember that we said that flex has a flex direction by default of row. So if we save this, go back to the browser, we can see that our elements are now displayed in a row. Okay, now let's go ahead and style for navigation elements. Now to do that, we're going to select the li tags, which are these. And let's say we want to change color of them. Let's do color. We are going to give them a white-ish color. Save. Let's give them also some room to breathe. Let's do padding, 10 pixels, and left and right, let's say 25. Save it, go to our browser. And as we can see, they are a bit more space from each other. Now, let's remove these annoying dots. List have them by default. So to do that, to remove the annoying bullets that lists have, let's do list style type none. Okay. Now those will be removed. And actually, because we want this to be links, let's have them inside an A tag. So let's have home right here. So what I'm doing now, inside the LA tags, I'm going to have the text inside an A tag. Let's do A, enter, get the text inside there. Okay. Graph will have that. Drop will have drop, have about us. Contact will have contact. Okay. Now, yes, please change the color because link has some link tag, so the A tag has some default stylings to it. Now we're going to change that. Here, let's say we want our A tag to have list line text decoration as none. We remove that underline and color of inherit. So what will happen now? Because we have the A tag inside the li and we set the color to inherit, the A tags will actually inherit the color from the li tag. So as we saw, in our case, they went from blue to this color, white. And now you can see they are clickable. What we can do now is go to our A tags and we'll change the size of these nav elements. Okay, let's go back to our editor and we'll have the A tags have a font size of 1.1 RAM. And what we want to do actually, and what do we also want to do is that when we hover over the links, we want them to change color. So let's do background and we will have a gradient there. So paste this gradient, we'll have a linear gradient. Also, we will do background clip to text and we'll add Then for Firefox too, so on other browsers looks good too. Text, fill color, parent. Okay, now if we save it, go back to our file, our browser, we can see that the links are bigger, and when we hover over them, they change this color. So we also want this shopping cart to be out here in the corner and to be white, also a bit bigger. Now let's go ahead with that. First of all, let's go to our index.html file and going to select this one. Or actually, let's give it another. Let's give it another class name. So what you can do is actually you can chain classes like this. So we'll give it a class name of hero cart. Okay. Save and go to our HTML file. And let's give it a color white, or let's have it as this white-ish color. And want we hover over it, cursor, the pointer. Also, let's have it as position absolute and top at 2 point. Say right, let's do 6 rem. For width 39 pixels, also height be 39 pixels. Save, go to our browser, and as we can see, card a bit bigger and to the corner. Actually, let's make it a bit bigger. Can we do font size with font icons? Let's do that. Going through is there a change? To yeah, can negate use and height. Instead of that, we can do font size. Okay, now this looks okay. Now let's go over the title and text here. So for the title, let's give it a title. Let's give it class name. Let's give it a title. And let's say hero title. Okay, so there's file hero title. Let's say we want the color to be white. Also the text aligned in the center. The font size of rem, want it very big. And let's give it some room to breathe on top. Up 3 rems. Save. Actually, I'm thinking of changing the font, the font style, or the font family. So let's do something. Font family, let's do work as, and as backup as serif. Now when thinking about it, let's make it this actually a lot bigger. Oh my god, I have set font size for Rams. Yeah, I thought it was strange that the font wasn't as big as for Rams should be. Yeah. Let's style the text. For text, let's have hero text, let's say. I don't think we have given the paragraph. Yeah, that's a class. So say text file and here. So let's do font size of 1.1 rem. Give it of margin also. Margin top of 1 rem. Color to gray. Actually, let's have it as grayish. So four, not actually gray, but up there. And also text align. See how this looks. I think it looks nice, but we should split maybe title with a break tag. So let's split it here. Over to code, file, and add the place to plus sign break or slash sign. Okay, this looks a bit better. And also let's do the same the text here, but let's split it right above the middle after decoration. So let's go ahead, have a break tag here also. So break tag, got to mention, is also like an image tag where it does not need an ending tag. So you don't need to have it as this per se. So is this a self-closing tag? So would have a forward slash here and you're good to go. So after that tag, okay, looks better now. Also, now we want to style our search bar. So for doing that, would look to have an icon right here. So let's go ahead on Font Awesome again. Icons. Let's search for search. Ironic a bit. Let's have this one. Let's copy. You can click to copy it. Go back and search here. Let's have the icon there. So for this one, we're going to say, we'll actually blend search. Okay, let's get the class of the div here to display of flex. Justify content. To center. Align items center. Let's do color Let's give it a bit of border radius. Border radius 30 pixels. Of want it to be actually quite big. RAM. To a height of 3 rams. Be enough, or let's do 3. Have some padding left. And less padding to the right because I want the icon to be there. Padding right of say 8 pixels. Now we're going to give it a background color of gray bluish. Say to this 2 to 5. Okay. Also some margin top to distance it from the text above it. Rams and an outline, still solid, gray outline. So let's do, okay, let's save, go over our site. Okay, good. So as you can see, the outer container has border radius, which means the corners will be rounded, and a small outline of 1 pixel, which will be grayish, and a background of gray. Now let's make this search bar take the whole almost like the whole space, and this icon, let's place it right about here. Okay, to do that, but do plant search, but we are selecting the input that is inside plant search, and for that, for the input, say line none, because we don't want click it to have that outside outline. So outline none. Let's do width 100%. Make it a bigger, tiny bit. 14. The color of, let's have it as white. And also background none, because default background of input, I think it is white. And also we don't want it to have no borders. Now we can save the file. Back or okay. You can see it looks, but actually I want this text here to be white. So let's change that. We have to modify the placeholder. Say placeholder shown. Let's give it a color of white. Maybe it's this one. Now we want to modify our icon. Let's go ahead and do that. So for the icon, and search, and search icon. I named it. Let's search icon. And for that, we're going to have a pointer cursor pointer when we hover over it, a color of white-ish one, a width 40 pixels, height 40 also. Let's have some border radius, so be a circle of 50%. Let's do bit of padding, be 10%, and let's have the same gradient color background. Let's do background of, where did we place our gradient? Here. Okay, and let's see how this looks. Okay, but for some strange reason the border radius is not applied. Let's see why is that happening. Yep, because we forgot. Yeah, we did border, that of border radius. Okay, and its height is larger than its width. Let's change that to height of 48 and a width of 42. Let's check now. Yeah, I think it looks okay now. And now for the final part, I want to have this picture kind of fade down here into a white color, because further below we are going to have some content and the background of it will be white. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go to our index.html and let's have another div tag here, and let's give it a class name of blur. So we will not have anything inside because we'll use this only to style the page and not to display anything. Now we can go over to our CSS file and type blur. So that's same class name. Now what we can do is give it a width of 100%, a z index, the index of 3, and a box shadow of 0, 0, 50 pixels and 70 pixels, and we want it to be white. Also, we'll be giving it a height of 3 pixels. Let's save our file, go to our browser, and as we can see, this has a white fade. So as we can see, this has a white fade down here. So let's look at the difference with and without it. Forgot to save the file. Here how it looks without, and here how it looks with it. So this will be it for the first part of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and hopefully you learned something new today. I really had fun making this video, so if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, like and comment if you have any questions. And as always, I will see you in the next one.